Once you pay and join the association, you become a life member. You become a member forever. You will never ever run away from us. So we have 3 categories. We have the gold life, where you pay 100,000. Some of you have paid and they'll be recognized later. We have silver life members, you pay 50,000, and bronze life members 25,000. We have members who registered in 2005 when we were establishing the association as bronze members. I think PD Juguna and some other members were among the first ones. You can upgrade from bronze to silver up to gold. Yes, he has already upgraded. He's now a silver member. Let's clap for him. And I'm sure after this evening he'll be a gold member. Yes. So Juguna and the other team members, it's an example that you can always progress slowly by slowly. To become a member of the association, you access some university facilities. One is the library. If you are doing your PhD, if you are doing your master's, if you are doing any research and you are an alumni of the University of Nairobi and you are registered with the association, you just go to the library and you produce your letter showing you are a member and you access the facility and other recreational facilities. You will get a membership certificate, and also you'll get, very soon we are introducing a membership card. We are at the advanced stage of a membership card. This card you'll be able to get discounts whenever you travel. You'll be able to get discounts whenever you go and purchase books. Whenever you want to go to pharmacies, you'll be getting huge discounts when you produce that card. We're looking at mentorship and coaching of our students. Most of us are successful in our careers. How can we chip in and support and encourage our students who are graduating from the university? And we encourage you as alumni, don't stay in your corner. Come in and support us. And that's why we've said this is a vehicle for you. So you don't have to go through so many.
I'm now currently director of the University Advancement, and I'm a Gold Life member of the association.
Yeah, clap for him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Pierre Lumumba. I'm a lawyer by profession, and I'm the Secretary General of the Alumni Association. Thank you.
And a Gold Life member too. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Fronica Manari. I'm the Deputy Secretary of the association. I'm currently at Jaramogi Oginga University as a lecturer.
Thank you. And a life member too. Please, I want you to say whether you are a member.
I'm a life member.
Yeah, life member.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Kaimenyi. I am currently the newsletter editor. I'm also a life member, a silver member.
Thank you.
I'm Jamboni.
Jambo.
My name is John Keduyo, a faculty member of the School of Business. I'm the Deputy Treasurer in the association, currently serving as the Managing Director of UON. For those who might not be familiar with the acronym, this University of Nairobi Enterprises and Services Limited, the business and consultancy arm of the university, and we are the business partner with yourselves at the Dental Plaza.
Good evening. I'm an old member. My name is Dr. Thaka, and if I'm not gold, I'm willing to upgrade today. I can't remember. I am the chair of the medical chapter, Alumni. I'm the founder of Avenue Healthcare, and currently I am the chairman of Kenya Healthcare Federation, which is the health sector board for KEPSA, and I also chair Africa Healthcare Federation, that brings 45 countries together to promote the private sector and public collaboration in healthcare to the continent. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is R.A. Ubudo. I'm professor in urban and regional planning. As I talk to you, I'm the founding vice chairman of the alumni. And to be frank with you, I came here from the US. In the US, I'm a member of 4 universities as alumni association. So the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that the only way University of Nairobi can grow is through this thing, and it is very important. Otherwise, you're welcome, and am I silver or gold? Whatever it is, an opportunity.
We are now joined by enough professors and personalities that occasionally we do not think we rub shoulders that closely. especially when you start addressing people as Your Excellency. It is a great honor for me to invite you to celebrate your alma mater, and in particular to join you in networking this evening, enjoying a dinner, after having had drunk from the same vessel of knowledge and nurtured by the same hands at the dental school, at the School of Dental Sciences at the University of Nairobi. I would like to welcome my mentors, my teachers, and managers who, from the very first admission in 1974, have initiated, sustained, and upgraded the curriculum to keep the dental school relevant and at the top of its competitors in the African soil and far beyond. As a result, the school enjoys wide collaborations with other institutions, both within Africa, in America, and in Europe. In this regard, I really would like to recognize the first dentist who served as the chairman of the then Department of Dentistry. I've not seen her today, but one, Dr. Sopiato Likimani. And I believe that it is because of the great foundations that she laid that we are finally where we were. The students who were admitted and studied in this great dental school turned out to be the most aggressive dentists I've ever met. And you will bear me witness that that particular class that came in 1974 and graduated in 1978 produced great minds amongst us. Among them, the first PhD graduate in pediatric dentistry, Professor Gladys Opinya, who may not be around, and who made progress to be a full professor by 1993. Among that class is one of our giants seated with us here today, His Excellency Professor Jacob Kaimenyi, who would rise to become the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic Affairs, serve the government in capacity as a Cabinet Secretary, both in the Ministry of Education and in Lands. And we are here with him as he hones his skills to be able to represent his country in the office in Paris, France. Let's appreciate Prof. And the same class also produced one other great mind, Professor Wilfred Rotich Lesan, again, who would rise to serve as the first senator of Bomet County. Let's appreciate him. And let it not be said that our alumni only excel in politics and in other appointments out there. We have alumni that have excelled in many other fields, and we have had the pleasure of interacting with prominent sports personalities, among them our very own celebrated Dr. Joseph J. Masiga of class of 1982. And it would seem like we stopped producing them with time. But suddenly we haven't, because in the class of 2015, we produced one very young Shivam Vinayak. And those of you who know anything about riding motorcycles will know that he has conquered.
I just wanted to say a few things. I don't know, some of you may not remember all the beginnings. I think I see some people who might remember from the very first group, I see Professor Kaimenyi here. And I was walking through, I didn't see everybody, so I'm sure there's some who do remember. But for the sake of those who don't remember, the Kenyans, the first 2 Kenyans who joined this department, it wasn't just me, there was also a Dr. George Owino. We joined together. We sat in anatomy, we squatted in one room for all the tutorial fellows. There was another room for the director, who was Dr. Abrams at that time. And then there was a room in the middle for the secretary, and all of that was courtesy of Professor Mungai, who really, really nurtured the dental school. The other person who really also nurtured the dental school, it was like his personal baby, was somebody called Professor Thyro. Professor Thyro was the dean of the medical school at the time, and he was very keen on getting this department going. And I remember he really supported us when we were doing postgraduate, and then he would occasionally send you a letter. In those days, there was no WhatsApp and none of this stuff. You'd get a letter. If you were lucky, even fax didn't exist. You get a letter from Professor in Nairobi saying, okay, we're going to be in Germany and we have to buy dental equipment and we don't know what these people are talking about, so you have to get on a plane and take permission and come and help us because we don't know what they're talking about. So, you then tell your boss in postgrad, okay, my other boss says I have to go, so you go. Those are the people who really helped. We didn't do BISAS, we really didn't, but they were very, very helpful, very, very supportive. Clinical started, we had no clinical facilities. People went to squat in Kabete Ameno, in a wooden building. I think you remember it, Jacob? A wooden building up there. Rain comes, doors don't shut, electricity gets cut, all sorts of excitement. But pre-clinical started. And then clinical started. When we started in the dental school where you are in now, we weren't in the big building. We were in a little back wooden building. I think it's a cafeteria these days. That was where we were. That was the clinical facilities. So we watched it grow. And it's a wonderful thing. People say to me, why have I retired? Which I have. So I say, but there are all these people I left behind to carry on the job, right? And I felt it was a good thing to feel that I don't have to keep practicing because I feel like I helped to start many other dentists. So, unaendelea na kazi. What were those numbers you said? We're how many? 1,000. Okay, we have to start talking to the schools because obviously we don't have enough. And I'm sure the current ones, the people in the faculty at the moment, will take that on. And it's a great pleasure to be here with you. It's a great pleasure to see what people have done who have gone through the system. There's many of them who are no longer dentists. There's many of them who've gone into other stuff.
It feels really great to see growth, and it feels that we are being united. And the alumni movement that we have always wanted to create in University of Nairobi, thanks to the team and the council members, is getting traction that it deserves. So I think they deserve a very good round of applause for the work that they're doing to get this. Jane, Ken, and Sawe, and the whole team, I think you guys are doing a wonderful job. Well done. But the second point that I want to talk about that really made me excited coming to this launch of this association is there has never been a time in Kenya where healthcare has been put on the map like it's been put on this time. The goodwill that we have from the political space, the goodwill we have from the highest office, and the goodwill that we have from the counties that have evolved is absolutely at its highest point in healthcare. If we don't transform healthcare in Kenya in the next 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we're going to make changes in those mortalities and morbidities that we've always wanted since independence. Did you know that in every transformative paper in this country, starting from Economic Recovery Strategy paper to NESC to Vision 2030, we have never had health as an important pillar like the Big Four agenda. The Big Four agenda, I don't know whether it was accidental. I understand manufacturing. I understand food security. I understand affordable housing. But when we received the fourth pillar, I think the professionals became ecstatic, and so should the citizens. Because for a long time, many people who've been paying lots of money out of pocket, with 1 million households sliding into poverty because lack of affordable health care has been hampering Kenya, is being given the attention that it deserves. I have never seen in Kenya a better Big Four or a development agenda as we have seen now. In my opinion, it's the best focused development agenda of this country ever. It's come at the right time, and the challenge is really implementation and enabling us to ensure that we get the right results. Many people confuse the fourth pillar of this agenda as universal health coverage. If you read carefully, it says affordable healthcare for all, which doesn't mean universal health coverage. It may be intertwined. It may have been a contributory model towards affordable healthcare, but it does not mean the same. Be it as it is, the role of dental professionals, medical professionals, healthcare professionals is absolutely important. We heard earlier from Dr. Chola that we only have 1,000 dentists. And when I was speaking with the dean, I was asking her, how many dentists should we have in Kenya with 45 million population? And the number was staggering. It was so staggering that we didn't even want to discuss how we will reach that number. Because we need almost 40 times the current number of dentists to actually achieve what you call a ratio, which we are not going to. We would need 18,000 health workers graduating every year for the 1 million Kenyans being born in this country. If all our colleges were full and all of our classrooms were full, we would produce less than just half of the required health workforce. So the gap, ladies and gentlemen, between our population and health workers is only becoming larger. If we don't do anything, we will have a crisis in 2035. The crisis will make it quite impossible to receive quality healthcare because the access for our population, which is going to be doubling in the next 30 years, will find it very hard to access quality workers. So we need to think out of the box, and I leave it to the professors in this room and the scholars in this room and the community that's here. What can we do to improve access to dental care? How can we make use of auxiliary health workers or technical workforce that will improve access to the communities out there? Because we really cannot just continue looking at producing the same number. The second game changer is the use of technology. And I'm hoping that we as doctors continue embracing technology wholeheartedly, not only for registration and ease of operations of our services, but multiplying from one to one into one to many through telehealth and teledental services that will enable more members to access services. Finally, before I read our chairman's speech, is the creation of jobs. The dream His Excellency had when he projected the Big Four was to have every citizen receive a well-being life, creating new jobs so they can afford basic needs. You already stated. Currently, in the formal job, we have 4.8% of the jobs by the health sector in Kenya. We have a target being given to our sector to create 50,000 new jobs annually. In order for us to reach the 1 million new jobs that we need to create so that we can bring meaningful jobs to many youthful Kenyans, the health sector needs to be innovative and needs to create curriculum that's harmonized and a syllabus that will recognize the non-recognized cadres of specialized workforce that we have ignored for so long, including community health workers, emergency medical technicians, health records officers, so on and so forth. So we need to be mindful of how we contribute towards the jobs. And the second aspect is GDP. Sub-Saharan African countries contribute 1.7% of the GDP from the health industry. Our country currently contributes 2.2% of the total GDP. We have been tasked to increase this to 4% contribution to the GDP, so that we not only make healthcare affordable, but we become the center of excellence for East and Central Africa, where the market is not only the 45 million Kenyans seeking healthcare, but over 300 million Kenyans of the 7 countries that commonly use Nairobi as its center for treatment for both dental and medical care. So I really, on this day, wish you all the best, and all the young dentists and all the senior scholars that we've seen here, congratulations and all the best. Since the establishment of the association in February 2005, journalism, range management, MBA, veterinary medicine, IDIS, human medicine, pharmacy, Chiromo, computing and informatics, education, engineering, architecture, design and development, Mombasa, and latest being the law in June 2017. The launch of the discipline and campus-based chapters is not only a source of income to the association, but also a forum for our alumni to reunite, interact, network, and chart the way forward in assisting their alma mater in the infrastructure development, mentorship, internship, job opportunities, curriculum development, and review, amongst other activities of the university. It is our desire as an association to launch 2 more local chapters and 1 diaspora chapter before the end of 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 12 years, UONAA supported university in various ways. First, the association supported needy students at the University of Nairobi through our annual bursary fund contribution of 2 million shillings. To date, the association has donated a staggering 19 million shillings towards this fund. The association also supports other key university activities like the annual Nairobi Innovation Week to a tune of 500,000 shillings and another 500,000 shillings towards the annual University Nairobi Open Day. The association has, in this year's budget, set aside a total of 1 million shillings towards a research award and reward program that will reward University of Nairobi top researchers from the various schools, faculties, and departments. That is really commendable for an association. This association is able to do all these through the support from the alumni, through the membership registration fees and donations. I am pleased to note that the School of Dental Sciences is working on building a postgraduate center that will house state-of-the-art laboratories, oral and maxillofacial surgery clinic, periodontology clinic, pediatric dentistry clinic, seminar rooms, lecture theaters, postgraduate library, and a conference facility that can host events such as this one happening tonight. This project, as you have seen, can only be realized by the support of our distinguished alumni, partners, well-wishers, and other stakeholders. I'd like to challenge our alumni present here today to support this worthy cause as a way of giving back to your alma mater. As leaders of the Alumni Association, we will continue to work closely with the School of Dental Sciences to ensure this project takes off and comes to fruition. I would also like to encourage interim chapter officials who will be unveiled tonight to make the Dental Sciences Alumni Chapter the envy of other chapters that have come before you by organizing regular reunion events, mentorship sessions for our students, and constant engagement forums with our alumni. I must note that the spirit of camaraderie that started off during your days at dental school should continue as you come together as alumni to support your alma mater. The University of Nairobi School of Journalism last year lost a distinguished scholar, Dr. Joseph Mbinyo. Alumni from the School of Journalism mobilized themselves and raised about $500,000 Kenya shillings to support the family as they went through a trying time. This is clear evidence that when alumni unite for a common cause, anything can be achieved. We will also ensure that our members continue to enjoy enhanced benefits that come with joining the Alumni Association. And Kenneth Sawe showed you a glimpse of that during his presentation. We will also continue to improve on our online platform, especially the Alumni Information Management System, AIMS, and the University of Nairobi Alumni Association website. This system will, among other aspects, allow our alumni to subscribe, register, and pay their subscriptions online and make donations in the comfort of whatever they are doing in the world. We see this as being a very critical aspect of driving recruitment and connectivity among many University of Nairobi alumni all over the world.
And be part of another yet very great metamorphosis of the University of Nairobi Alumni Association, and most specifically the School of Dental Sciences, in the launch of Dental Sciences Untitled Chapter. At my inaugural graduation address, I indicated the desire of my office to work with the alumni. I'm therefore really very happy to be part of such an initiative geared towards interesting more and more alumni in the state of our alma mater. My fervent prayer is that through the many opportunities for reconnection, networking, and peer support that these alumni chapters offer, you will collectively support each other and move the critical mass to support the university. As you do that, I believe that the benefits that will accrue in your additional support for current students through coaching, mentorship, and professional practice will come to bear on this country as we move forth towards the realization of good health and well-being of our people. I am very well aware that plans are afoot to put up a neo-modern and well-equipped postgraduate center. I challenge you to take this as a personal challenge in terms of mobilizing both material and technical resources to labor this dream to fruition. In so doing, we will make the university a better place for your children and children's children. As Chancellor, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves even now to work with you in a discipline that is still underserved by qualified personnel. The skills and expertise that you possess, all of you here, undoubtedly will place you at the very, very precipice of pushing the envelope even further and setting the pace in the health sector. In my mind, a well-equipped postgraduate center will be invaluable in making this happen. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage the Alumni Association to continue with the good work of bringing together more and more alumni of this university from wherever the length and breadth of the globe that they have chosen to call home for the benefit of self, country, and the University of Nairobi. I wish you all the very best as you forge ahead with the dental school chapter of the Alumni Association. As Steve Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish, verily I say unto thee, keep yearning and keep learning. Thank you and God bless you. I have to speak to you in French now.
I think our Chancellor has spoken well. Can you clap for her again? To me, this is a very special occasion of UONAA to focus on the vision of the association, which all of us know, but let me remind you, principally to be a leader in promoting active, visible leadership in the community and to foster interaction between the alumni and the students of the University of Nairobi and industry. This will go a long way in improving the image of the university, equipping students with relevant 21st century skills, mentoring the students in readiness for the job market, and giving them exposure in translating theoretical learning into practice. My message to alumni, especially from the School of Dental Sciences, seated here today, please let us come together and support our alma mater through cash and in-kind support towards projects and activities lined for this great school. It's not very often you see such a large gathering. I've been to places. I've attended other professional associations. This attendance today is so rich, it's wonderful. Can you clap for yourself? It's also not very often to get all the members of the association. To see Ricky Mania, to see Pankaj Patel and others, it's not something you should assume or take for granted. It shows the level of commitment to being with others, to promoting the profession. So can we appreciate them again? Let's keep that spirit. When I was the president of the Commonwealth Dental Association, I traveled in places like Australia, India, Orma, Singapore, many places. When you have a dental congress, scientific congress, you see thousands and thousands of dentists in attendance. Let's also do the same. I saw this recently in Mombasa, and I think we are on the right track. Because even though Chapa is good, yes, it's good, it can make you become a good member, yes, we have agreed. Don't focus so much on making money alone, isn't it? Some of us also, we are into doing so many things, but let us also come out, attend meetings, spend some money to make this profession different, very unique, and it can be done. But you can't spend all your money to go and buy a shamba somewhere in Kitengela to the extent that inaitwa Kamugunda. Those who come from those areas. Please, there are better ways of spending money. Now I'll read the speech. I'll read the speech and remind you, before I talk, remind you of the mission of this University of Nairobi Alumni Association. Because that will be the basis for the comments that I'm going to make. Just to remind you to safeguard the best interests of its members. And we should be asking ourselves, what are those interests? Again, to use the talents and resources of the alumni. Talents and resources. So to what extent are your talents and resources being used to achieve the mission of this great association? And friends also are mentioned here of the university to support the university in achieving international distinction. Remember that. Achieving international distinction. And listening to Professor Henry Mutoro, don't you think we are there? Number 66 somewhere, na ile ngine inaitwa 300 something. Tupige makafu jamani. We are doing well. This is the place, this is how we want to move. So, when you tell somebody that you are a member of the University of Nairobi Alumni Association, what should come to mind? If you ask me, I expect you to set yourself apart from other alumni from other universities. For example, we should expect you to be very knowledgeable and continuously improve your knowledge so that your practice is not dated. At one time, we did some small experiments at the College of Health Sciences. We tied some journal to see how many of us read, whether it will be opened very fast. You'll be shocked. It is tied for 6 months. 6 months! That's totally unacceptable, isn't it? Therefore, please let us read. Again, one expects that, yes, in terms of setting yourself apart, you'll be described as hardworking, highly disciplined, dependable. Yes. And when it comes to lecturers, because I can see some of them here, many, Regina and Nakina Kadeshe, please have a culture of replicating yourselves. Let's see more master's degrees. Let's see more PhDs. That should be our pride. This country suffers from a diet of PhDs, principally because we are not willing to replicate ourselves, and we must. Again, I want to see a university which sets itself apart in terms of having a large number of inaugurated professors. Since the University of Nairobi began, if I'm not wrong, Henry Mutoro, I don't think we have more than 50 people who have given inaugural lectures. 50! And this man with me speaking has given a snippet of coffee. And there's no pride in this because I'm the only dentist who has done that. The only. And yet we have others here. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Let's have inaugural lectures being given. This way we shall say what I heard in Finland one time. This is Finland, it will be done. So let us say this is the University of Nairobi. It will be done. Yes, that's the level we want. So we are talking about a brand. What is your brand? I like a man who, as I said, Pierre Lumumba, where's Mama? Have you stand? That is his brand. That comes suit. And there is something here. If you ask me my brand, other than what I've told you, is timekeeping. Timekeeping. Those who know me, I keep time. I wish that all of us, especially from the University of Nairobi, can do exactly that. And the entire nation. So that, yes, we are time conscious. Then I want to, again, as I said, I will go off the cuff. Wherever you are, in whatever station, let other Kenyans know you as hunters. Yeah? Hunters for your family and for this great nation. If you come from Meru, where I come from, be at Tomarete and go and get somebody who goes and get something for the nation. Are we together? So don't say I'm a small man somewhere in Nyeri, somewhere in Taita, Taveta, I have nothing to contribute. That's true. But as a great alumnus, not alumni, because there are many alumnus, the University of Nairobi, we must see what you have brought to this university, so that what our Chancellor was telling us becomes true. Are we together? And towards this, let us keep off from a radio station or FM station if want to. What is set in for me? Don't listen, don't tune it, please. It's a dangerous FM station. Don't tune it. And then again, the other society expectation of University of Nairobi alumni. We are expected to be men and women who have passion for leaving great legacies. Great legacies. I am happy I told Kenya that one day I don't want to hear that you are mere statistic. Ulikuja kupitia mahali. And I want to repeat it here today. Let us do those things that will outlive us and speak volumes of our contribution to the society. And people will be saying, yes, that is a byproduct of the University of Nairobi. When annals of history are written, is your name going to be there, Masharubi? I hope that you'll be there. We are on a journey, all of us. So, how is your journey of life? I want to ask that fundamental question. Because sometimes some of us forget the journey of our lives. What is it that has contributed to who we are today? Including your teachers. I remember when we took the Democratic Oath, right? TJ. There is one of them who was a minister like me. Now Mishaban was my student. Yes? So for me, I've given birth to one of his children. So I'm relaxed because I'm one of the children. There's a man who has also made me get a very distinguished award, which you want to get. Distinguished Dentist Award in the entire world. Dr. Pankaj Patel and his wife, Mira Patel.
Makofi tena. Thank you very much, ladies and gents.